I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special.
There's nothing to do, but damn, like, I mean, what else do you gotta do? he's a 3-time undisputed champion.
You looking small? What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small? Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this.
Fighters fear Terence Crawford for more than just his skills. Roy Jones Jr. even said Canelo looked nervous facing him. Crawford's calm focus, sharp timing, and ability to read every move make him dangerous. He barely gets hit clean and punishes mistakes instantly, leaving opponents feeling like they can't win.
And that stare down that we talked about, when I told you either he's not ready for this or he trying to little boy Bud. He wasn't trying to little boy Bud. He really was afraid, well, not afraid, but he was worried about Bud. And Bud knew that. And Bud being the older guy, Bud kind of looked him in his eye and made him turn away first. That was a victory for Bud. That was Bud's first victory. Anytime that happens, if something else don't come around or something else don't happen to undo that, you got a problem.
Ali Malignaggi praised Terence Crawford's extraordinary record, calling him a 3-time undisputed champion who fought elite opponents instead of easy matchups. He highlighted Crawford's rare ability to dominate while barely getting hit, noting his 41 wins with 31 knockouts and no losses. Paulie said the Canelo victory wasn't just another win, but the start of a new era, with Crawford emerging as this generation's defining figure, much like Mayweather once was.
Flawless. I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special. It's one of those things now, because now I've now seen back-to-back generations of Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and man, you know, it's one of those things where now I understand why the people that lived in the Ray Leonard era say, you know, wish we could see Ray Leonard against Mayweather, and how that would be. Because it just leaves such an empty feeling when you have such special fighters that were in different generations, and you saw both of them. You know, I saw the entirety of the Mayweather generation. I saw the entirety of the Bud Crawford generation. Just incredible. Really, really incredible. And I know Mayweather gets a lot of hate, but for me, he's a tremendous fighter. And Terence Bud Crawford is in that realm as well. And it's a fight we'll never get to see. So what are we going to do? You know, it'll be up to the fantasy fights, you know. But let's get into it, man. I want to get into the undercard as well and some of my thoughts on the Netflix show. But let's get into the main event first. Crawford really boxed very, very well, very, very intelligently. The question mark was what happens when Crawford gets hit cleanly. I'm not sure he got hit cleanly the whole fight. You know, he got hit with some partial shots. Some shots landed cleanly, but by the time Canelo started landing anything cleanly, I think he was hesitant because he was getting countered so much that he was taking some of the steam off the shots in order to hope to be more accurate. Because even late in the fight, there were a couple of shots that Canelo landed, but they barely moved.
Brian said watching Terence Crawford against Canelo was stunning, showing rare balance between defense and offense. Most fighters shine in one area but leave the other exposed. Crawford neutralized attacks with slick movement and a tight guard, then instantly switched to offense to punish openings. Brian called him a complete package who shuts opponents down while building momentum, dominating an elite rival with calm and skill.
See, I think that for me, I watch defense as much as I watch offense. So yeah, like I thought like watching Bud catch those shots off his glove.
He looked amazing.
So amazing.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah. He'd go to a body and he'd catch that and come up with an uppercut. You know, just all those things that seem...
He looked great.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do that to ever.
No one has. Yeah, he's the best.
Canelo. Ever.
Yeah, he's the best.
And I think he would do that to Canelo on his best day. And Canelo said it, he goes, I couldn't figure him out.
No.
Which is why he probably won't fight him again, in a way.
They'll fight again.
You think so?
The payday, yeah. But so you're going to get Canelo, because the money's in Canelo Crawford, the rematch. Yeah. I don't want to see it, but I want Crawford to get paid, so might as well do it.
Andre Ward praised Terence Crawford as the most skilled fighter of his generation. He said Crawford's mindset drives him to achieve anything he sets out to do, and only real damage in the ring could stop him. Tricks alone won't work. Ward highlighted Crawford's adaptability, stance switching, and composure under pressure, calling him a rare fighter who imposes his will, He stressed Crawford's rise comes from determination, grit, and relentless focus, not luck.
Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this, it's different, man.
Crawford's journey is personal. His father predicted he'd be undisputed, giving him belief early. His mother doubted he'd succeed, which fueled him more. Every fight became proof to win her pride. Over time, he fulfilled his father's vision and earned his mother's respect. Today, he reflects proudly, knowing his success brought validation and honor to his family.
My dad used to tell my mom I was going to be a world champ.
I told him we wouldn't be.
How'd that make you feel? It filled me with rage. And every time I stepped foot in the ring or anything that I ever did, I just wanted to win so bad so I can prove a point to her.
I paid the kids, I said, if y'all can whoop Bud, I give y'all $10 a piece. Could none whoop.
You went out on the street.
Yeah.
What's now Bud Crawford Street.
Yeah.
And offered $10 to anyone who can kick my son's butt.
Yep.
And a lot of takers.
Yeah,
no
kids in the neighborhood. Couldn't nobody whoop them.
What did he tell you then?
He told you, Mom, I told you I'm the best.
Crawford said he skipped undisputed at 154 because the fights lacked real competition. For him, belts matter only when won against elite opponents. Instead, he chose to move up to 168 for tougher challenges and bigger names to build his legacy. His refusal to move down shows confidence, risk-taking, and a career defined by ambition over easy wins.
Has being undisputed at 154 ever crossed your mind at this point that you at in your career?
Not at all, because I'm looking at the landscape of the 154-pound division. There's a lot of great fighters, but there's not a lot of defining fights at 154. There's not a lot of legacy fights at 154. You know, when I'm looking at the landscape of 154, I beat, what's his name?
Majimov? No, 154?
No. The champion that just knocked out Tim Tszyu.
Oh, Bachram. Yeah.
Okay, so Bachram, they're going to say, who was Bachram?
Facts.
He knocked out Tim Tszyu that already had losses.
I would put you down with Fedora, though. They're going
But Fedora already been knocked out.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah,
so, along my career, I've been criticized and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments, just off of pure hate.
Crawford shows his belts not to brag, but to honor years of work and sacrifice. Each title reflects battles, doubts, and challenges he overcame. For him, holding them reminds fans nothing was given. Every win was earned. Those belts stand as proof of discipline, belief, and inspire the next generation to chase greatness.
Just reflecting on all my accomplishments at my mama house. That's where all my belts at.
Pretty amazing, huh?
You know, hard work, dedication. Things that y'all favorite fighters, some of them, don't got. So I see why y'all mad. See why y'all mad. We look at that one right there. This where it all started at. Right here. This one. In Texas. In Texas, baby. Don't hate. Just congratulate.
Virgil Ortiz Jr., himself a fast-rising star, gave Crawford huge praise for his latest fight, calling his display truly beautiful. Ortiz stated Crawford had done enough in that bout to fully prove himself and no longer needs to pursue more opponents to confirm his greatness. From Ortiz's view, Crawford's legacy is already secure and he doesn't need new challenges to be remembered as one of the best. This respect from a young, ambitious fighter highlights how strongly Crawford's dominance has inspired the new generation, leaving them impressed and amazed at everything he has already achieved.
perfect fight actually. He neutralized all of Canelo's strengths. He knew that he was gonna look for the right hook, because I believe that they've been looking at Crawford being hurt by that right hook before. So he neutralized it. He used his jab really well. He boxed beautifully, and man, I mean, he did everything right. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Crawford first, because obviously we can get to Canelo later, but in the post-fight, they asked him, a media member asked him if he'd come back down to 154 to fight Boots. Obviously, in the same token, I took it as, all right, Boots or Virgil, right? And he said he's not coming back down to 154. What are your thoughts on him not coming down, and what do you think he will more than likely do next?
I don't know what he's gonna do. I did read something that said he'll go down to 160, you know? And I think that is definitely a possibility, and you know, that fight can still happen at 160. And as far as what he's gonna do now, I mean, I don't know. He kind of beat the final boss of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's kind of nothing. I don't want to say there's nothing to do, but damn, like, I mean, what else do you got to do? He's a 3-time undisputed champion. He made some good money. At this point, he's just a free player right now, I guess. He can do whatever.
Crawford's influence on boxing has sparked a wave of challengers from other divisions eager to face him. Sebastian Fundora, known for his height and aggressive style, has already voiced interest in a matchup. This showcases the Crawford effect. Once a fighter becomes dominant, others seek to test themselves for credibility. Instead of Crawford chasing big fights, opponents are lining up to challenge him. This reversal of roles underscores the power and influence he now holds in the boxing world, marking him as the benchmark every fighter wants to measure themselves against.